What is Pinterest marketing and how can it help me grow my small business? The title of this video, if it didn't give you any hints, is Pinterest marketing strategy, what I would tell my friends. So I really want this video to be a connection between us, and I want it to just be really chill and to explain how Pinterest marketing strategy can benefit your small business this year and next year and every year ahead of this. So if that is what you are here for, you're in for a treat. I'm covering 3 things you need to know, and this is what I would tell a friend. This is what I have told my friends. Before we dive into the 3 things, I'm Heather Farris, and I run this channel, and I also run a Pinterest marketing agency where I educate and actually implement strategy on behalf of clients. I've been doing this for over 5 years, and I have seen hundreds of accounts. I have spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on my clients' behalf in advertising spend, and I've made them hundreds of thousands of dollars in as a result of their Pinterest strategies, both organic and paid. I'm a safe place for you to learn, and I just want to invite you into this conversation. So thing number 1, Pinterest isn't a sloppy seconds platform. Pinterest doesn't want to be sloppy seconds. They don't want to be an afterthought in your marketing strategy. In fact, their users are not using this platform as a sloppy seconds. They are using it as the first line of defense when they are looking for inspiration, planning life events, and even just something as simple as looking for something to cook for dinner tonight. They are going to Pinterest first. Just understand as we dive into this that Pinterest isn't a sloppy seconds. In fact, they are a search engine. And I'm gonna give you a few fun facts and some tactics throughout this video. Fun fact number 1, Pinterest has over 459 million active users. Quite a lot of people, not as big as Facebook, but nothing to shake a stick at. 97% of all the searches that actually take place on this platform are actually unbranded. So people aren't going to Pinterest and looking for Nike shoes. They're going to Pinterest and looking for sportswear or athleisure outfits, things like that. Fun fact number 3, pinners actually spend 80% more in retail than their counterparts, than their non-pinning friends. Pinterest users, the majority of them are the decision makers in the household. Would it change your business if you were able to get in front of decision makers in the household or decision makers in a business and get right to the person that is looking to make a change in their life, in their business? How much of a difference would that make in your business? I want you to think about that too. Okay, enough fun facts. Let's get into some tactics. And let's dive right on into thing number 2. Before you ever get started on Pinterest, before you publish a pin, before you develop a Canva template for your brand, you really need to think through who your ideal client or customer is and how they are using Pinterest to fuel the need that they have, that you solve. So there is a couple of different ways that you can do this, and I actually teach this method quite often on Clubhouse. I've taught it here on YouTube, and that is just to get out a piece of paper. So I use my iPad quite frequently. I'm actually using it right now for my notes for this video, and I want you just to get a note out and write a line right down the middle. On the left-hand side, I want you to write down all of the questions that you are asked on a regular basis, or maybe the most popular questions you get asked. And then on the right side of that line, I want you to write down the products and services that you sell in your business. Now, if you're a content creator and maybe you don't have products or services, then you can use affiliate products or sponsorship, like companies that sponsor you. Or if you're an influencer, same deal. Who is paying you for sponsorships? Write down those things as it relates to the questions that you get asked. Okay, this is as relevant for a makeup content creator or influencer as it is for someone selling leather handbags. So for the tactical piece of this, I have an example created, and I'm gonna bring out my computer and I'm actually gonna show you what this looks like. So you are actually just gonna use the search bar on your computer, and you can maybe bring it out as we chat or maybe bring open another window, and I'm gonna just walk you through this exact process. Okay, so the example that I have prepared for you is a resume writing coach. This was actually someone in my Clubhouse room recently, and I was just inspired by her. So I'm using her as an example. So if I was her, on the left-hand side of my paper, what I would write down is the question I get asked often, and that's how to write a resume that stands out. Okay, on the right side of my paper, I would write down resume and CV writing services. So I have my service and I have my burning questions that people ask. Now, as for the service piece, we're just going to plug it into the search bar, and we're gonna just write how to write a resume. We're just gonna hit enter, okay? I don't even want you to pay attention to what's showing up in the autofill just yet. But I just want you to look at the search results on the screen. You can see that there are plenty of results for how to write a resume. There's lots of people writing or creating pins on skills, using resume power words, formatting, pretty much everything you can think of as far as writing a resume is on here. So that's the first thing I want you to pay attention to. Now, the second thing I want you to pay attention to when finding your ICA on Pinterest is to put your cursor in the search bar and click in there and hit the space key, and then look at the autofill. What are people looking for related to the term you put in the box? There's all kinds of other suggested words or phrases that people are searching for related to resume writing tips. So resume writing for teens, no experience, templates, for your first job, profile, there's all kinds of stuff here. So that's clue number 2 about how your ICA is looking for you on Pinterest. Now let's take the flip side of that paper, the services side, and actually search for that. And really quick, I just want to bring to your attention that how to write a resume in the search bar, the templates, to me that can be considered a product or a service-based keyword. So you could very much use that keyword phrase to promote your products and services. Okay, so just wanted to bring that up. Now, if we were to type in that search bar, resume writing services, you can see right here, it is the third thing suggested. If I click that and just look at the search results, you're going to see a bunch of Pinterest images from people who write resumes for others as a service. So you could actually hire them to write your resume. And that's what we're looking for. I think that's enough for the example for now, so I'm gonna set my laptop aside. As you are developing your profile, this is part of the exercise that you're gonna need to go through to actually find not only what boards that you wanna create on your profile, but find what keywords you wanna use in those boards, in the board titles, in the descriptions, in your pins even, when you get to that phase of your Pinterest strategy. If you have found this video helpful at all up to this point, can you do me a huge favor and hit the like button? Because it would not only help me out, but also help out more business owners like you. YouTube actually shows them this video because you hit like, okay? It's totally free. It's a free thing for you to do, and I would really, really appreciate it. Thing number 3. Now that we've talked about our mindset around Pinterest, we've talked about the number 1 thing you need to do before anything else, let's talk about the thing that you need to do before everything else, and that's starting with your optimized profile. Now, there's quite a lot of things that you need to do to even get to the optimized profile, and that is creating your Pinterest account and getting it connected to your store. But also, there's pieces of a Pinterest strategy that are important that you're gonna need to think about. So I just wanna run through those really quick, just so you can have them up here, but they're not important just yet. But they all play into the optimized profile, which is why I wanna bring them up. Number 1 is obviously the optimized profile. Number 2 is having a keyword strategy. Your keyword strategy is going to feed into everything that you do on this platform. Number 3 is having an image strategy, okay? You need to have a developed image strategy and be publishing content pins consistently on this platform. Number 4 is your scheduling workflow or process, and that's how you're consistently going to show up on this platform. You don't need to be on here every day. You can batch this work. Number 5 is your analytics. You need to be looking at your analytics so you know what's working and what's not working, so you can continue to feed the cycle. So now that you know all the pieces of a Pinterest strategy, let's go back to number 1, which is your optimized profile. Before you ever get started what exactly do I need to do to have an optimized profile? Well, number one, it's obviously to have a profile and you need a business account. But beyond that, you actually need to start developing the profile, what people are gonna see when they look you up online. When they see pinterest.com/Heather Farris Co., they see my profile, they see my domain, my display name, my bio. So those are the first few things that you need to make sure you do. You need to do your settings, which is claiming your domain, and then setting up your display name. So your display name isn't just for your name. You can actually put a search term in there. So if you see my profile, you'll actually see content marketing strategy in there. And that's because I can't put Pinterest strategy in there because Pinterest doesn't like that. Your display name can actually have a keyword that you want to rank for in it. And then filling out your bio, telling people who you are and what you do for them, AKA giving them a call to action or some sort of transformation that's going to happen as a result of you. Okay? So I help small businesses with Pinterest marketing strategy create and develop traffic growth using Pinterest. Okay? That's just a quick bio. Right back into your settings, I mentioned briefly claiming your domain. You're actually going to want to go ahead and claim your e-commerce store if you have one. Shopify is the easiest integration into Pinterest for a store, but you can also use WooCommerce. They have a plugin available that you can purchase, and then you can also claim your Etsy store. Right now is also the time to go ahead and claim your social channels if you want to connect them and see the analytics for those inside of Pinterest. So you can connect Instagram and YouTube along with Etsy. So now that we have an optimized profile, what does it mean? One step further, in addition to those things, is an optimized profile. An optimized profile is developing your boards around the topics that you talk about in your business and the products that you sell. So you may very well have 5 buckets of content that you talk about in your business. I think I have around 5. I have organic strategy, paid strategy, automation, graphic design, content strategy. So 5. Out of those 5, I'm gonna go and create boards for each of those. And then out of those boards, what are other things that people are looking for related to that topic that I can also talk about? So I have a board about Pinterest SEO, but I also have a board about idea pins, and I have a board about Pinterest strategy. So I have at least 3 boards about Pinterest marketing. And I have one about Pinterest ads. So it's 4. Okay, each one inherently different from the next, but very relevant, and they fit together. Once you have developed your profile and it's optimized, and optimized meaning you're using keyword-friendly, search-friendly terms, not cutesy things and emojis, but search-friendly terms like Pinterest marketing strategy, and you've filled in your board description, now you can start thinking about the other pieces in your Pinterest strategy that you will need to do. The next being creating a Pinterest image plan or a content plan for the platform. So you will need to audit your content, and if you're an e-commerce seller, your content would be your shop items, the things that you're selling, and any blog content related to your shop. So I used to work with a beauty seller. She created and sold beauty products. So they had blog content around very specific issues related to skincare, and they sold skincare products. So we had blog content and product content, okay? Both same thing. You're gonna do an audit of your content and take a look at what you have in your business and if you need to create a board or a pin for it. As I get started with a new Pinterest strategy for clients, typically I don't create all my boards up front. I create the foundation of what I need and add more on as I go. It makes it a little less overwhelming. So we just start with the foundations and build on. Once we have our image plan in place of what we know we need to create images for, we can start doing some additional keyword research to find search terms or relevant content that we could create as a result of our search, okay? As a result of our research. Once we have that content plan in place, then we're gonna start looking at all of the different tools available to us and how we can actually create and implement that content plan on Pinterest. So you have your boards, you have your profile developed, you have your content plan, and you know, okay, I have these 10 pieces of content or these 10 shop items that I need to create pins for. Now I'm gonna look at the types of content I can create on Pinterest and figure out which one would be the best fit for each piece of content. Okay, for each URL. Using all of the available tools that you have on Pinterest will actually give you quite a variety of content on this platform. So Pinterest gives us all sorts of tools. Okay, I'm gonna rattle off the first few are gonna be pin types, so the types of pins you can create, and the other part of the list are gonna be things that you will develop or use on the platform. Number one is idea pins. Idea pins are a way that we can bring awareness and grow our followers natively on the platform. Idea pins are different than our static or our video pins in that you can't put a link for them to link off the platform, with exception, okay? As of filming this, we do have the ability to link affiliate links on our idea pins. So it's a sticker, it's a product tagging sticker, and we can link affiliate links. We can also, if you are an e-commerce shop seller, these are amazing for you. You can link your Shopify or e-commerce store products to your idea pins, which actually just bypasses the need for a external link anyways, because you're linking straight to your affiliate products or your shop products. Okay, so they're fabulous for brand awareness, but they are also really, really great for bringing people down to the next level. Pin type number two are static, and I'm actually lumping two different formats in static, one of them being your still images and the other one being your video pins. So in the static category, you can actually put an external link on these and link to your domain directly. The third tool in the list, which I just briefly mentioned, was product tagging. You can actually tag your products on all of your pin types on Pinterest, including your ads, which ironically enough, not a lot of people do. You can tag your products directly on your pin, and people can see them underneath your pin and click and shop. It's so fun. Moving on in the list of tools available to us to use on Pinterest, titles, descriptions, and obviously the domain where you're sending people. This is all part of the process of building a pin. It goes back to the types of pins that we're creating, but not a lot of people actually are very strategic with their pin titles or their descriptions. They just kind of put whatever they want to in there without actually thinking about how someone would find that item and interact with it. So use your pin title and description boxes to your advantage, because they really are a really great place to optimize your pins and help people to find them. And the last tool in the list I'm gonna mention, we've already talked about, and those are your boards. A lot of people are not very strategic with the way that they create boards. They're really not strategic with Pinterest at all, which is why a lot of people hire my company to actually implement for them. But they just create boards, with whatever, like Christmas cookies, and they never actually stop to think about why they need that board or how people are gonna find it. A really great example, if you do create a board in your business, that isn't necessarily something that you cover in your content strategy or sell, you can create boards like that. So let's go back to the resume writing coach. For the resume writing coach, maybe she doesn't talk about or provide services for job interview tips. She can still create a board for job interview tips, and people can find that on Pinterest. And when they find that board, they may very well click over to her profile, and then the whole thing has come full circle. They were searching for job interview tips. They found this board about job interview tips. They wanted to know what else this creator puts on the platform, and bam, they've now found someone to help them to write their next resume, or maybe tweak and edit their existing resume and make it even better. So you can see where being very strategic with your boards on Pinterest is going to be to your benefit. Whew, okay, we have covered a lot, and I hope you're sticking with me. Now, the last thing I want to mention before we get too much further is, as you are developing and learning more and more about Pinterest marketing, I want you to put on your blinders and not necessarily pay attention to a lot of people who are telling you about outdated Pinterest strategies, who are teaching you that monthly viewers are the only metric that you should care about on Pinterest, or that tell you that viral pins are going to solve all your problems on the platform. I want you, if you're looking on YouTube, I want you to ignore the people who are promising you big results, big flashy numbers. I want you to ignore them for now, because chances are they are not actually getting those results, or if they are getting those results, they're not actually converting to sales, which is what ultimately we want, right? We want sales, we want leads, we want more traffic. Okay, so monthly viewers is not necessarily going to get you the traffic that you want. Yes, we need people to see our content, but we ultimately have to convert them. Now that I'm off my soapbox, I want to tell you about something that I have created for you. All right, so I actually created something so magnificent. I think I have over 30 people in there right now that are just thriving. So I want to ask you a question. If you could accelerate your Pinterest marketing strategy by 3 months, 6 months, even 9 months, if you could accelerate your results on this platform, even by a little bit, even by like 3 months, would that be worth it for you? Okay, so this is what I have. I created Pin Profit Academy, which is a paid community membership group that I have developed. It's years and years of my Pinterest marketing strategy, of me, my knowledge, all put into one neat little box. So inside of the community, inside of this wonderful little place that I have built, is so much content that you could get lost in there for a whole week. But it's very organized and it's very strategic in the way that I deliver it. So you get my entire Pinterest strategy course. There's courses in there about automation, so like Tailwind, courses in there about using Canva. I create templates for our membership members every single month that are brand new. And there's so much more. So I want to ask you this. If you were part of this community, if you were to join and accelerate your growth and your implementation process on Pinterest by that 3 months, would you benefit from having one-on-one support, a community of like-minded peers that are doing the same exact thing that you're doing, that are implementing and testing and doing the thing? They're in the ring doing the thing. Would you benefit from something like that? And if you would, I would like to invite you to visit pinprofitacademy.com. That is the page where you can go and learn all about my membership group, all about the community and what you would get if you were to join for as little as $37 a month. It's seriously dirt cheap and you get so much freaking value out of it, and you get me. And my hourly rate, if you were to hire me hourly, is $500 an hour. But you get me in the community and you get all of our community members for as little as $37 a month. So that's it. That's what I've got for you. I really hope that you found a lot of value in this video. Even if you don't join the community, you can still watch all of my free content right here on YouTube. In the meantime, if you want more Pinterest marketing tips, you can head right on over here. There's going to be more new videos coming to that section very, very soon. But in the meantime, if you need Pinterest marketing strategy, I will see you right here.